What's up, guys? Matthew, getting ready to watch the final 4 episodes of the Egghead arc. I am so excited, and I'm going to go on a little tangent for like a minute, because there is an emotional connection with this arc. Obviously, this is this arc is one of the reasons why I started the channel. It perfectly coincided with Season 2 of House of the Dragon, which ended up being terrible. But you know what I mean? To where, like, this was coming out, and I was like, oh my god, this would be a perfect opportunity for me to start a channel. There's 2 things I'm really excited to watch. So, and obviously I've had this channel for almost 2 years now. I'm not like, I'm not like PewDiePie level or anything like that. But there is a connection to the channel, and thus far with One Piece, this arc has been the only thing I've watched. So I am so excited to cap it off here. Obviously, we're going to be watching 4 episodes. Like usual, we're going to watch an episode, talk, watch, talk, watch, talk, watch, talk. So, other than that, I think I'm ready to get into it. So, if you guys liked the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions, as I just previously said, to the entirety of the Egghead arc on my Patreon, and it is only $7 a month for animated shows, so check it out if you're interested. Finally, and most importantly, before we get into it, if you guys enjoy my content, you enjoy my One Piece reactions, you're looking forward to my Elbaf and my One Piece live-action Netflix show reactions, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It really does help me out. Let's get into the first episode. Hold up, he looked clean as hell back. Both of them did. Well, we can. We can do that kind of easily. Green beard and hair. Oh shit. Yep. I mean, I gotta be honest. I do gotta say this. If you have a D, how you just gonna get knocked out by 1 pistol shot, bro? Come on now. Imagine too if you're like some random guy and you're like, your friend has a D in his name. You're like, that's pretty cool. Let me name my kid that. Yeah, obviously I would assume feels guilt over turning away and doing the safe thing in his past. Vegapunk, that is. So I would assume that's why he's so dead set on finding the truth and all that. Oh brother, this guy. You government lapdog Caesar over here. Tell you, man, I still want there to be a plot twist that Nico Olvia is Luffy's mom. I would love if Luffy and Robin were siblings. That was one of my first like theories I made on my own. I don't know how to say it. Came up with. It's probably a common theory. You know what I mean? There's so many smart One Piece fans. Hey, my boys, the fucking displays, Tequila Wolf. I told you, anytime they do a goddamn montage, they always, I forget, I gotta try to remember. I had a good theory about Tequila Wolf back on my first watch of One Piece that I was really proud of. Maybe they're building it because the sea level's rising. They need a way to cross the, I don't know. We gotta send him up into the stratosphere? We survived the worst. Let's just rip it. Uh-oh. Here she comes to sacrifice herself. Beat some sense into her. Joy boy. Just like old times, baby. So the question is, did Joy Boy come back 200 years ago? Like to order him to do something? To marry Joa? I can never pronounce that. I mean, yeah, but working so closely with the government, you can obviously tell that they're hiding shit and keeping secrets and doing evil stuff. So, there's gotta be a little bit of a bias here. About to pull a fucking Frankie? No! Yeah, I'm too old. Damn, he tanked it. Whip him down like the Hulk. Let him. He's got to warm up. Literally. Peter, swallow it all. Jesus. Get off my back, bro. It looks like he's gonna pop. If that makes sense. Yeah, she's gonna sacrifice herself, and she, I would assume, knows that if Lilith were watching, she would not let her. I said go now. Okay, there we go. So I was wrong. I didn't know that you could shut that off. So you don't need York to be dead now. We can save with York still alive. I didn't think there would be something so easily shut off. You know what I mean? I don't know. If she got one shot by Lucci, she should get mollywopped by Nojuro. Right, Nojuro? Yeah. Damn. No, come on, she's heating up. Woo! Come on, give her the soldier salute. I gave one to Edison, give one to Atlas. Oh, get cut in half. Yep. You're a soldier. Man, she's mogging too. Ooh! Guys, it's fine. You don't really care about us. You see 20 million characters die over the course of the show. You're fine. What's already done? I'm sorry. Yo, Chopper really done fucking tanked 20 Gorosei shots. Oh, you fucking loser, dude. I cannot wait till they fucking throw you out like the trash you are. Spit it out! Spit it out! I actually don't know. I was gonna say, I know that his name is Goldie, but originally, like, you know, as the hidden thing was gold. I forget if they revealed that to the common public. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if they ever revealed that to the common people. Jesus, how are you missing all of us, dude? This guy's bro, Saturn is a bum. Come on, get your fucking revenge. Get your ass some, get your revenge. Let her handle this. I got goosebumps out the wazoo. I was about to say, give it a good way. You gonna give us an emotional review of all the flashbacks? We don't need it. Let's get straight into it. I dare you. I dare you. Full weight fit. She look clean. I'm the most free. We're in a free off right now. No, he's like a proud brother. I love it. It's that I really do hope that we keep Bonnie around for a long time. Dare I say, Bonnie and Luffy's relationship, again, not talking like a romantic way. Just talking about their chemistry together on screen. Top tier. Oh, everyone, dude. Oh, brother. Are we ever going to see other members of the Whitebeard Pirates? I know that there was a big fight and all, but we're all gonna have to team up at the end, bro. Oh shit, we're gonna see him? Come on, don't do that shit to me. We're gonna get some plot twist, the mom's still alive somehow or some shit, but next arc, but yo, everyone is stepping up. I'm a god. I'm a god right now. Kizaru is chilling out. It's heartbreaking too because her power is like turning it into a version, a future you know, a future version. I just wish she could live in like a future alternate timeline. You know what I mean? Not just have a future alternate form. No, I miss Jenny, bro. Whoa, yo, he's about to pop him. I told you he looks like he's about to pop. Come on, don't we going triple? Oh no, he's just clearing away. He's just fucking clearing away for her. Man, get this bum ass out of here. Damn! Dude, it's like a machine. I know, machine gun. It's like a machine gun, dude. Oh, hold up, wait, hold up. You're breaking our ship. Guys, calm down. You're breaking our ship. Oh my God! Jesus! Oh. Yo! They cooked him! Oh my God, they broke him into pieces! Did he die, bro? Did he just die? Yeah, man, another excellent episode. It's so interesting. This arc, how long is this arc? This arc is like 60 episodes, or maybe like 65, something like that, I think. It's funny. That's still like probably one of the top 5 longest arcs in the entire show, but just because it immediately follows Wano, like I feel like there's like a mental trick that I'm playing on myself that it's actually like a lot shorter. If that makes any sense, just because of the comparison of following Wano. But I'm just trying to think, like, because the arc started off amazing for me. This really feels like I made a lot of references to it. It feeling like in the whole cake or Sabaody format or genre of an arc. You know, because I've made mention to where I love what I call the One Piece formula, and it's where it's not necessarily the first time I've ever seen this done. It's just I think that when One Piece does it well, it's the best at doing it. But I love the arcs that are like, you know, we arrive to an island, all of us split up, we each find an interesting mystery to solve or look at or whatever, and then we all come together with the information, if that makes sense. Weird comparison. Something like Stranger Things is actually has a pretty common, or I mean a pretty similar format. Obviously, and just like One Piece at times, but Stranger Things is more hit or miss, to where a couple of the seasons the mystery's like, yeah, you know. But I love that format. But there's also, like I said, this amazing format in which it doesn't really feel like we don't like split up. We don't like look for mysteries or whatever. It's just like an immediate all hell breaks loose. We need to get out of here arc, and I love it. I'm interested. I'll look it up right now. How long is Sabaody arc? 21 episodes. That's crazy to me. That's crazy because I know I said last video that Egghead's probably my 6th favorite arc. It's I'm about to say it's some 6, 7 shit. It's probably like 6, 7, or 8. I really have to think about it, and I need to rewatch the show really badly. That's something that I'm 100% going to do before the final arc of the show. I need to find time for it. And I've been saying this on my channel for like 2 years now, that I really badly need to rewatch it. Because if this makes sense, I think I actually don't know. I don't know which one I like more, because it's insane to me that Sabaody is essentially a third of this arc. And again, I'm not one of those people who thinks One Piece is too long. I'm with the other people that are, yeah, it's too short. I would have wanted a lot more arcs, a lot more different islands. But at the same time, there's an efficiency issue sometimes. But I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant here. I just want to say, like, I'm really loving this arc, and I feel like the whole point that I was trying to lead up to there is, I don't know which part of Egghead I like more. I don't know if I like the beginning, the middle, or the end. I think, well, actually, I'm gonna break it up into fourths. I I think the third fourth of Egghead, like pre, I don't know, maybe like 11:20 to like 11:30 or something. Like I'm just going off. That's probably my least favorite part of the arc. But the beginning of the arc, I say the middle two's on that level. I would say that the last couple episodes before the big break, the big 6-month break, and this final fourth, it's probably my favorite. It's probably the peaks for me because I get into it, dude. This Bonnie stuff is again, it's motivational. It gets me hyped. I love seeing it. Again, it's empowering. I love seeing Bonnie take that power back. I feel like power and identity and the family connection is something that's stripped from her by Saturn and the government. So I like seeing her like hands-on, have that really symbolic, just punch right through, if that makes sense. So, but I've been yapping for longer than I probably should. We have got 3 more episodes in this video, so I do want to hop straight into it. So let's get into 1153. Guys, man up, bro. You've been in the show for 1,100 episodes. Damn, how'd you get that film? Is this actually real? Is this AI? Did you have cameras up here? Or is this just for me, the viewer? Oh shit. Oh shit. I hate... It's memorable, like I recognize it, but I don't like his Jolly Roger. Wish it was red hair, not a red stripe or some shit. Man, Lucky Root got a new fit too? My boys! Buggy's probably still my favorite character. So is this the beginning of the great pirate era? Or... Say a small thing. I wish we had more evil pirates. Like ones that like actually went around and killed civilians. Holy shit. Is all the big players here? Montage of all the big players. I'm telling you, I want a fatal 4-way on Laugh-Tale. I want Straw Hats versus Red-Haired versus Blackbeard versus Crawlskill. With maybe the Marines / Revolutionary Army coming to fuck shit up. Why'd you guys let the transponder snails talk to these guys? Come on, show me Banchan. Have they hacked into him? I'm getting all nostalgic right now. I have faith that when we get to the final stage, you understand what I'm fighting for. You'll side with me. Although I'll repeat, I actually don't know if I said this on the channel. My like original want for One Piece was for the final fight to be Luffy versus Kobe. I'm not want to say like Luffy turn evil. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Kobe turn evil necessarily either. But I think that would be a fitting final thing, like epilogue fight. Come on. Everything that comes out of his mouth is iconic. Hit us with it. The clown aura. Yeah! Buggy! I need him to get the One Piece. While everyone is fighting and scheming, I need him to grab the One Piece, and I need Morgans to take a picture of him and put it out there that he's the king of the pirates. I need it. He knows? I mean, I wonder if he knows more. Because the information he told me is shit I don't care about. It's shit that I, as a viewer, already know. I wanted him to know more. Joy Boy is his? Come on! Stop! Joy Boy is his what? Is who? Who's the he we're talking about? We got everything but his last thought. Honestly, we got more than I thought. Not from like a... Like, obviously, as a viewer, I wish we got more. Oda doesn't really give us any information. I love mystery, so I don't have a problem with it, but... He gave me more than I thought. He talked for longer than I thought. When I want Vivi back right into the fray, I want her to be front and center. Still, probably to this day, maybe a top 10, 15 character for me, maybe. out of all the, I don't know how to describe it, side Straw Hats, and I'm including characters like a Law or a Carrot, characters that rode with the Straw Hats for an extended period of time, Vivi is still by far my favorite. You got this, Zoro? I mean, it's Zoro. When it comes to a fight, he'll do anything he wants to. I have faith in him. Well, Emma, you gonna, I don't know, explode yourself? I don't know how you save the situation. I'll make myself the king. It's okay. You gave me an opening. You are Joy Boy. You are Joy Boy. Come on, tell me something. Are they just like pupils of Joy Boy, or like descendants? What you got? You got like a hidden weapon? A rope. Fucking magic ass SpongeBob box rope. What do you got? Is he a toy? What was that? What is he It's hockey? Pure he released a wave of hockey? Ooh, look at he looks like Shigaraki there. He's like a suicide hockey bomb he had in him. God damn. This might sound stupid. Is it like, does he have hockey, or is it like, because like this looks like the strongest hockey I have seen, maybe other than Shanks. Shanks has done some crazy hockey stuff. Is it like Joy Boy's hockey that was like saved inside of him? He had like a dead man switch sort of thing? Because this is knocking everyone out. Wow, it hockeyed them right out of their forms. Are they escaping back? I don't know, are they doing that just because of retreating, or just, damn. How'd you get here? Just shoot Peter, right? How'd you, wait, no, that's not shoot Peter, that's... oh my god, that's hurting him. Oh. Is it like a family member? Who's that? Yeah, no, that's Joy Boy's hockey, it has to be. Feels like he remembers the pain. I've had to soldier salute 23 people this arc. Because they've sacrificed themselves. It's that powerful. Again, I don't know if it physically, like, they physically had to go back, like it knocked them out, or they just went back because it was too painful. You still here, bro? Yeah, so it wasn't like a had to. They ran away, I would assume. Is this actually Joy Boy's voice? Holy shit! He's normal size too, so... A knot of my greatest... A hockey knot? Tied a knot? Yeah, it's like a last-ditch effort. Save the day. So is the big Straw Hat Joy Boy's or what? Why is it big? Does he grow up? I mean, this voice sounds young, you know what I mean? No. Best friends, helping each other. I would assume he knew Zunisha too. No. Like I said, Joy Boy's voice there sounds super young, so I don't know if he grows up to be like giant-sized. No. I was say oddly wholesome, but it's not odd. That's beautiful. Another amazing episode. I've said that for like 10 episodes in a row. I've said that for like 500 episodes. I don't know. The One Piece is just a good show. I really liked that. That felt like the big finale, like big climactic battle finale of Egghead. Obviously, we've got 2 more episodes of the arc left. I would assume they're more cooldown. Maybe. I don't know. obviously we're not gonna have like a full blown like, your usual like dinner celebration thingy, festival thingy that happens at the end of an arc after the bad guys are defeated, because we didn't necessarily defeat bad guys. We're just sort of running away to a new spot. The thing is, though, that it's a little. I'm not going to say I'm not confused. Confused isn't the right word. I'm wary of, because they know where we're going next. Like, they have to know we're going to Elbaf, So I would not be surprised, or, well, I don't know if this makes sense. I would be shocked if the Gorosei and maybe like Akainu weren't at Elbaf, if that makes sense. Because I feel like, taking a step back and just looking at the story, Elbaf obviously isn't the final arc, so I don't think the big bad final villains would be there. But that being said, I just think story-wise, would have to do something drastic at Elbaf, if that makes sense, to stop them. But I don't know. I'm not going to look too far ahead. But like I said, I was saying, I would assume that felt like the big battle climactic thing. I would assume these are just two. Not cooldown as in like nothing's gonna happen episodes. Just cooldown is like we're gonna tie up some loose ends or untie some loose hockey knot. I don't know. I gotta talk about those in a second. Because it's almost like impact dials, if that makes sense. I actually really like that. But I'll talk about that. But yeah, I would assume we're just gonna wrap up some things, and then we'll be off to Elbaf. But going to the hockey knot thing, I don't know, that's kind of weird. A hockey knot? You can tie your hockey into a rope? It's really weird. Can you just do that to anything, or does it have to be a literal hockey knot? Like, can I make a button? Can I have a hockey button and put all my hockey and wait until you press a button? Or does it have to be a literal rope tied into a knot? I don't know, but like I was saying, it reminds me of impact dials. I would not be surprised if there's like a connection there. Like maybe if you look inside of the impact dial, it's actually tying a knot or some shit. That's really, I don't know. But I like that, because that's something that I'm thinking about here. And something I've complained about for a while. And again, I want to keep this discussion short because we got 2 more episodes. But man, I feel like that is a way to sort of give some of the other members of the crew hockey, because I think it's a disgrace that the other members don't have hockey. I think it's a disgrace that the other members of the crew haven't been given any intense character focus at all for hundreds upon hundreds of episodes. I think that's a failure on Oda's part. Characters like Usopp and Chopper, and even like Nami, they feel like they have a couple cool, like Nami had a couple emotional character like scenes in Wano, for instance, but not like an arc, not like Arlong Park, not like Sanji and Whole Cake. Like, I'm sorry. So I feel like the Straw Hat, and they don't really interact that often too. I feel like everything's so bigger and badder and more epic, if that makes sense. That there's not a lot of time for the Straw Hats to just have like normal conversations. It just feels like, the big 3 of the group, Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, go off and do some big fight, and then the other members just sort of sit and scream in the background. Like, they don't really talk to each other. But also with that, because the Straw Hats, the more minor members of the Straw Hats, do not get like one-on-one fights anymore, which again, I repeat, is a huge missed opportunity in my opinion. They kind of don't feel powerful. Like, you know what I mean? I know there's a whole joke online, I see it. I stay away from One Piece memes, but this one's like people saying like Usopp hasn't done anything since like the Obama administration or something. All the other characters, like, they don't really have that strong moment, and I'm wondering, like, is Oda gonna actually spend time to give them each hockey, or has he just created some weird hockey knot thing where Luffy can tie some hockey knots and Usopp can use them like impact dials? Like, I don't know. Because that is a weird thing. Tying rope? I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was a very good episode. I really liked Emmett. Again, a more minor character of the arc, really only got active at the very, very end. And I really liked his role. And I loved, not that I didn't like it, but the word I'm looking for more is surprised that we actually saw fucking Joy Boy. Like, obviously it was a silhouette, But that was Joy Boy. Like, just straight up, we heard him talk a couple times. That's crazy. Again, like most of the stuff here, I just sort of expect all that big major stuff to be revealed or to be shown at the very, like, final arc, like Laugh-Tale or something. Lodestar at the earliest. So that was really cool. Again, question, like, what is that giant hat at Mary Joa? How do I pronounce that? Let me look it up. I feel like I've spent 4 years watching One Piece and I still don't know how to Mary Joa. Is it Mary Joa? Similar to the word bourgeoisie? What? No, okay, I got it right. Mary Joa. Mary Joa. I keep saying Mary Joa. I'm sorry. Mary Joa, I guess. I don't know. That big straw hat, like, I was under the assumption that, like, that maybe, not, like, immediately, like, I didn't, but, like, after, like, a year or two having seen that scene, maybe it was, like, a Joy Boy thing. Like, maybe Joy Boy was a giant, but he looked kind of normal size there. I mean, you look at someone like Big Mom, who has gone through many different body variations over the course of her lifetime, you know, like big giant ugly round baby to slim, obviously big woman still, but more of a slim normal human figure, and then becoming a giant again in her older age. So it could be something like that, to where he grows up to be a giant and not just him, because there was a young voice, so I would definitely say that was at most Luffy's age. So I don't know. I do not know, but I really liked it. I liked the fighting. I liked everything about it. So we've got 2 more episodes of the Egghead arc. Let's get into it. So let's get into 1154. It's heartbreaking seeing the light literally fall out of his eyes. He looks just like Roger, just like Shanks, just like Luffy. I'm waiting for some plot twist that, like, he's like Nefertari D Joy Boy. He's brothers with him, something like that. He's dead, bro. He died. Luffy, get your ass back on the ship. Everyone is knocked out. He's laughing. Let's get out of here. Can we make like a super Kuda burst and shoot this ship up in the air? Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, I thought he was a lot closer. They kept filming him like he was a lot closer. Yeah, dude. Stop doing this stupid shot. He looks right next to him. I wonder if we're gonna, like, the last shot of the 1155 is like us going to see Elbaf, like stepping foot onto it, or they're gonna save that for the return. Elbaf! Please don't fumble Usopp in this arc. It's all I want. Like, I wanted Zoro to have a good Wano arc. He didn't have a good Wano arc. I wanted Frankie to have a good Egghead. He didn't have a good Egghead. Always with the timely old age. I'll repeat what I said the other episode. I don't... Oh. I don't like him... I don't want the energy losing anymore. I don't like the old age stuff. It's gotten old. Come on, you missed him. I bet, yeah, you fucking missed him. Smile at him. Come on, I can't wait for us to learn about some big news lore. Thanks. I gotta go back and pause these. I don't know if there's any information I'm missing. You stole my job, honey. Yo, everyone is just simping over her, man, women. Bird brain? You have a pet bird, dude. You can't say that. That's a slur. We're not friends, bro. Lies are always interesting. Oh, I'll be fine. Why was the bum-ass crew impersonating Kid's crew? Why would you want to impersonate Kid's crew? Did he make it? Yeah, he should have been dead 30 times, bro. I can't really say anything because they actually did kill a decent amount of characters this arc, but He's fine. He's not gonna go after him.
配信は何じゃ状況を説明
Well,
し
we gotta give Kizaru his props too. He's strong enough to withstand that hockey.
若えのが起きたら
Give Sentomaru some props. He made it out.
仕事しとりゃせんじゃろうの
Akainu, if you would get off your lazy ass and do something for once in the last 700 episodes. Why's he got that, what's the guy's name?
仕事したかって咲ず疑う暇あんならよ
Garling. He's got that Figurlin Garling etched chin in that shot. Damn, I told you. Akainu ain't got off his ass. You can yell at him.
悪かったの兄弟
Okay.
黙れ今さら
Oh, hold up! That was actually a brotherly interaction there. Yeah, Kizaru can say I did my job. Obviously, he threw. He didn't try in the fight at all. But he can say he can weasel out like at least I killed my guy. You guys failed.
粒子数密度と中性子速の変化を見てください。
Damn. So did Shotgun Pythagoras like
ています。
plan this shit with him? Well, I knew they were filming with him.
あらゆる数値が精密に改ざんされ表示されていた。
It's creepy music. I mean, we obviously knew who stole it. You know, it's not a mystery, but
ベガパンクかもしやリリスか
is it that dastardly Lilith?
誰かなのか特にリリス
Who is it? It's Greed. Motherfucker was Greed, dude. Of course it's the greedy one.
特定できましたよーくです
Wow! Pythagoras!
情報はダミーメモリーでした犯行ルートにあるカメラ
Pythagoras, nice job!
のデータリカバリー成功じゃ
Damn, they figured it. She's so stupid, dude. They figured everything out. Yeah, they knew they were fucked after that. No coming back.
世界政府は古代兵器を所持しとる
Well, they have an ancient weapon.
それが稼働した結果は
The question is, do ancient weapons need the Mother Flame? Like, Shirahoshi didn't need
ステラ
Mother Flame.
今ならまだ脱出のチャン
We
ス。
can, but
船は準備しておいてくれさ
he's obviously got different
脱出できるようにじゃあすでに海軍各
Although I will say, if he was smarter, he would have got the citizens out of there a little earlier.
もう一つ失ってはいかんものがある
I mean, as long as that stays non-broken, they can bring them back. I'm pretty sure.
マザーフレームでの稼働実験エネルギーとして理想的なんじゃがの
Hold on, he took some acting classes too.
あーもしもしテスト
This terrible filming session. They should have refilmed this.
があるでんでん虫がよもやこの中とは
Well, you would.
新しく恐怖を覚えるじゃろうしかし
That's actually really awesome. You gotta give Shotgun Pythagoras. I mean, well, they also know that their mind was wiped if they're sitting at the mind wipe station.
ことも多かろうな笑える
Oh, Jesus.
B0 が上陸
I love that. Honestly, like, I really want to say this. This last, like, 10 minutes, oddly, might also be some of my absolute favorite parts of Egghead. I know it's kind of equivalent to, like, a summarization of everything that happened.
私は下
But
に
it's almost like seeing behind the scenes, seeing behind the curtain on the Vegapunk side. I really enjoyed these scenes. No, Usopp! Please have a good Elbaf, Usopp.
ワンピースじゃがお前たちが手に入れてほしい
I want Buggy to get it, I ain't gonna lie, but they're a good second choice. Oh man, we have got one more episode of the Egghead arc left. That was another really good one. I mentioned it. Actually, I think I was talking about it at the end of the last episode. About like the structure of One Piece arcs. This was something that, to my knowledge, I'm like remembering. I don't think they've done that. Like I said, it felt like a summarization of the. Obviously, I'm gonna just say what happened there. It felt like a 10-minute scene of Vegapunk and Co. getting ready for the Straw Hats, before they came there. And I thought that it was a really well done scene. Like I said, it felt like peeling behind the curtain and seeing like all of the intricacies about what happened, because the Straw Hats get to an island and then all hell breaks loose. Like, that's what happens. You know what I mean? They sort of go by the flow, find out different things. But I feel like that was the first time where like there was a significant chain of events that were going to happen no matter if the Straw Hats arrived or not. And I really liked getting like a montage scene about that, if that makes sense. Because that's another thing too, and specifically, we didn't get like a whole bunch of them, but it was also nice seeing Pythagoras and Shaka, who were, if I'm recalling correctly, they were like the first two ones to go. So I liked seeing them, because that's the thing, I liked all the Vegapunks. I really did. Obviously Stella would be my favorite, but really all of them were interesting. I think Edison and Pythagoras were and Atlas. Those three were like the least shown, obviously, but like even in their screen time, I really liked them. I obviously loved Shaka. I thought that they played a great part of the arc as a whole. And obviously we still got one more episode left, so there, some of them could do this or do that. I'm talking about all the characters. But overall, I thought that the Egghead arc did a great job at juggling all the side characters. Obviously, I repeat that they didn't, like pretty much all post time skip arcs, I don't think that Oda focused enough on the actual Straw Hats. But that's a constant complaint that I have. In Wano, there were so many side characters, even with the hundreds of episodes that Wano was length. I didn't feel like some of the side characters got enough focus for me, and I know some people like may think that's hypocritical, being like, you complain that they don't show the Straw Hats enough focus, but then you also complain that they don't give the side characters enough focus. That's stupid. What I mean by is, if you're not going to focus on the Straw Hats, and you're going to focus on the side characters, the characters that are only really going to be important in the one arc, then I would rather you fully flesh them out, not give like one episode here and then never focus on them. I think that Egghead did a great job at having most of the side characters be at equal parts. Characters like CP0, the second half of Egghead weren't really focused on, but that's because the first half, they were heavily focused on it. And for the first half of the arc, they were the biggest threat to the Straw Hats. So I thought that they were given a good amount of time. I really liked it. I really like it. I like this episode. And I want to take a moment to talk about Kizaru, because again, something I've said a lot in my Egghead reactions. Kizaru, obviously, this was the first time we got something semi-deep or semi-complex about his emotional state or his character in general. Before that, I really liked Kizaru, but again, it was just mostly because of aura, or he looked cool, or he had a cool vibe. You know what I mean? Or he had a cool power. But this was the first time we really got a focus on him. And I was a little scared of that, because I felt like I and the show was building up the admirals in Kizaru so much that he'd be like a final arc villain. You know what I mean? Like, he would only like die or lose a fight or whatever in the final arc. So if he was focused on earlier than that, we would be losing him sooner, if that makes any sense. But I really like, it's almost like Oda gave him an excuse not to kill off Kizaru, to where he's a very close friend with Vegapunk, so being given an order to kill him is going to rip him off of his emotional state. Kizaru is not going to be at his like top power level. He's not going to be all out fighting. He's going to be messed up internally. So that gives him an opportunity to be on the losing side of this arc. To where, Kizaru still probably is strong. Well, he's 100% as of this current point. He's stronger than like Zoro and Sanji and all that. By the final arc, they're probably going to make them stronger than him. But as of right now, I think if there was like a one-on-one Kizaru versus Zoro, Kizaru would still probably just squeak by. I think Luffy's a pretty clear win by now, but I like that, because it also, like I said, in my opinion, it gives a little bit of wiggle room for Kizaru to not be a pure government dog, even though he describes himself as that. I feel like having been given the order to kill one of his close friends, that he might, again, like maybe in like the final arc, see the error of his ways, turn on the rest of the government, sacrifice himself. Again, I'm still strongly subscribing to the idea that Kuzan is like undercover for like Sword or something like that, or he has like a master plan with Garp. So maybe Kuzan might like recruit Kizaru or something like that, but I don't know. I don't know. This was a great episode. Obviously we've got one more Egghead episode for this video, so I want to get into it. So let's get into 11:55. I would assume it's been like a day or two. Oh my god, are these their... These guys are dressed up. Are these their outfits for the next arc or what? They look cool. Elbaf, please, I'm gonna say it for the rest of eternity. Please give Usopp a good arc. Stop focus on someone. I'm tired of the just constant fighting. I want character development for the Straw Hats. Yeah, they let her go. I ain't taking the fall. You bums were here too. You Gorosei were here and you all failed. I was gonna say, if they know they're going to Elbaf, they're like gonna lay a trap there or something. I would have to assume. Wow. Oh! Oh, he's gonna be in trouble for this, huh? He wasn't supposed to keep it. Oh shit, watch your mouth here, you're about to get killed. No, that's not what I said. Kill him! If I'm the other Vice Admirals, like, you're not seeing through this bullshit? He's already dead. Oh, is he still good? Oh, is that why maybe he hurt himself on the wall to knock out the tracker thing? Maybe. Too late. You were outsmarted. You were the stupidest one of us. You're smart because you're a Vegapunk, but you're still the stupid of us. Stupid of us? Okay, yeah, they are in the dark too. Again, obviously, I know they're in the dark compared to, like, the Gorosei and stuff, but I would have assumed they would have known more than, like, common peasants on the ground. Bro, man, I can't wait till we slaughter all y'all. I reluctantly skipped one meal. Oh, these guys are going through one hard time in their life. That's how I stand when I skip on a meal. You get ordered by him to do something? I'm not scared. I was gonna say, I'm not scared because I don't really care about Saturn, but is he about to take his spot? Because it seems like he's been given orders by him. And again, if Saturn kept that secret, he wasn't supposed to keep that robot alive thing. Damn. So that's crazy. How long have the Gorosei been the 5 Gorosei? Like, is this the first time they've replaced a member in years? They're sucking the soul out of him, dude. Damn. He deserves it. Not only is he a bum, he kept secrets from the other members. So I don't know, is Im, like, keeping some of his life force in them to keep them immortal or something like that? I don't know. Oh my god, they're draining him! Bro, it's not my fault! They failed too! Have to be sucked out of existence? Like... Damn. Is him gonna kill these Vice Admirals for witnessing that? Every morsel of flesh picked clean. It's Brook. Is Edison still alive? He's still good, dude. Get out of there, my boy. Or is he gonna blow it up? Dude, he's like a pirate on his own. Dude, that's awesome the way he's like talking to him. Dude, this is like it's like a Vegapunk pirate ship. Wow! Are you going there? That's awesome. I was gonna say, I mean, if he's alive, might as well just come to Elbaf with us, but... I didn't know is that just different names of the same place, or are there multiple bridges? I was right. Am I right about that? I thought that had something to do the bridge. Come on, how about you do something for once in your fucking life, Dragon? You're a bum. You've been in this show for over 1,100 episodes and you've not done a single thing. A single thing. Do something for once in your life. I would assume she can... Do they have to be dead for them to be able to... Dead. Do they have to be, like, lose connection to be able to talk to them? Or can Lilith communicate with Edison? I don't care, bro. I ain't listening to you. Oh, this is cool. Yo, god damn. This place is... I know it's a giant ship. I didn't even realize that there was an inside to it. No. Again, I'm almost positive that Edison can... He's got access to the brain. You can bring them back. You obviously can't bring back Stella, right? But you can bring back the satellites. It's nice they have little bridges just in case they have small friends on board. They're fine, dude. How are you crying now? You weren't crying when it happened. When you failed to protect him. You were laughing and giggling. Guys, we're all connected, boy. Okay, no, maybe they can't be brought back. As long as you got one of us out, you got us all out. I am Vegapunk. You got Vegapunk out, that's all that matters. In here. No, in here. They're gonna accidentally step on these guys. Man, Usopp, I don't care, bro. You better lock in next arc. You better. We have to... special award. Robin gets the LVP, the least valuable player of the Egghead arc. All she did was emotionally cry in a corner, did absolutely nothing. No disrespect, I love Robin. I want to see Saul, dude. Again, I'm still a little iffy on whether I would want him to live, but I'm still excited to see him. Can he, since he succeeded in his mission to keep his daughter safe, can he just peacefully pass now? I'll give you guys one more time. The GOAT. Simply the GOAT. The greatest man, Paul thing who has ever lived. Definitely one of the best flashbacks of the entire show, too. Lukewarm take, but... I love the rendition. This would be the perfect time for him to die. With this final visual, final experience. Come on, Usopp, please have a good arc, please! Let me see if there's a post-credit scene. It does look like there is a post-credit scene. I guess I'll just hop in here. Let me see. Obviously, a big teaser for the next arc. Warland. Why do they add new names for everything every time? Like, I don't know why.
Kai.
Geezer. Old geezer. Old geezer. Apparently there's gonna be an old geezer there. And that is the end of the Egghead arc. Again, as I said at the beginning of the video, emotionally, like, you know, this is the first arc of One Piece that I reacted to on the channel. So there is always going to be a special place in my heart for it. And I'm again, one of my favorite arcs. Again, I don't think it's it's not in my S tier arcs, but it's definitely in my A tier. I thought that it was really good. And specifically, I thought it was one of the absolute best post-time skip arcs. Again, it didn't focus on the strides as much as I would have liked, but literally everything other than that, I felt like was the perfect version of One Piece. Again, I don't want to talk for too long, So I'm gonna keep everything kind of short and sweet. But first of all, that last figure right at the end there, I'm not too sure who that is. I definitely got the vibe that it was like an ally waiting for us there, but not a giant. It didn't look like a giant. So I'm very excited to either meet this person or re-meet. Maybe it's a person whom I like we saw back in the day. And I don't know, but I am very excited for it. Again, my main takeaway is, before I sort of look back at Egghead as a whole, Elbaf is our next arc, and I am very hyped for it. And even this episode was like the long-awaited Elbaf or something like that. Some serious shit. I gotta talk about. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna start off with the negative, and I feel like I talk about this shit literally every episode, and I do apologize about that. It's just always on the forefront of my mind when it comes to One Piece. Post-time skip has been a severe disappointment in terms of character development for the Straw Hats. Giving them long, good, quality, complex arcs for their character. I feel like the only arc that did that was Whole Cake, and even then, for it being like almost 100 episodes, it only focused on really Sanji. You know what I mean? It gave Luffy a little bit, but it was in relation to Sanji, if that makes sense. And going into Wano, I felt like it was the perfect arc to give something to Zoro. I feel like Zoro would have had great growth there, and he didn't do anything. He had some cool fights. I think I don't want people to misunderstand me. Like, yeah, he had cool fights, but guess what? Zoro is one of the only Straw Hats that gets a major fight in every arc. It doesn't matter what he's doing or where he is. He's always going to get a fight. I don't care about fights. Yeah, the fights are cool in One Piece, but the fights are never the peak of One Piece. You know what I mean? So I was disappointed with Wano. You guys know I've had a lot of Wano. I'm not going to go back and talk about Wano in this, but I've had a lot of Wano talks. And Wano as a whole is disappointing for me. Not one of my favorite arcs. Egghead, on the other hand, was one of my favorite arcs, but it still had a huge negative, and that's the fact that I felt like getting to a place with the Vegapunk and all this technology and stuff like that, I felt like Frankie, this would have been a perfect opportunity for Frankie to get a major character arc, or even just to get like some focus, some big character upgrade or power upgrade or something like that, and we didn't get that. Obviously, again, it didn't impact the arc in terms of like, was it a good arc or a bad arc, but it made me disappointed with Frankie and his character. Those two scenarios that I've just described, those two disappointments, are nothing compared to the vitriol that I will give this show, give Oda. If Usopp does not, I'm not saying he has to be the absolute main character, main focus of the next arc, but we have been building up to Usopp dreaming of going to Elbaf for years. Again, I said it in another video. I've been watching One Piece for 4 years. This is my 4-year anniversary of watching One Piece. Time I'm filming this. I need him. Like, it's a core fundamental part of his character. I love Usopp, and I'll always love Usopp. He is supremely planted. Well, so he was my second favorite Straw Hat pretty much from the beginning. Then he fell to number 3, and then he rose up again to number 2 around Dressrosa. And he's honestly, along with pretty much all the other Straw Hats, he's stagnated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say that I love Usopp more than I did 400 episodes ago, because he hasn't done anything in the last 400 episodes. He says a goofy one-liner here or there, and then he screams. Like, that's in fear. That's all that he does. I need him to do something. I want him to have big, strong, powerful moments. And I want to repeat, I don't want him to just get a singular fight and win. I don't want him to have a brave moment. It needs to be a character arc. It needs to be like Usopp in Syrup Village. It needs to be like Nami in Arlong Park. It needs to be like Luffy in the entirety of the Marineford saga. You know what I mean? It needs to be that emotionally complex, not just Usopp wins a fight or Usopp has hockey. Usopp has got a big power upgrade 400 episodes ago or some shit and hasn't done anything with it. Like, we need him to do something, okay? So I just really want, sorry for like yapping for like so long for that. It's my big concern. It's the only thing I'm really going to talk about looking forward to Elbaf. That's my most major thing. I need Usopp to do something, because obviously the Gorosei / M are going to have something planned, or maybe an attack there or whatever. because they know where he's going. It'd be a huge plot hole if they didn't attack there, you know. So I just need that, okay. And the only other thing looking forward to Elbath is I am excited to see Saul again. A little I don't know if it's the right word. I'm still iffy on whether Saul being alive works for me. I think that it's a little bit of a, I don't know. You know, with the Pell situation, I think that's the most like infamous moment in One Piece where like, yeah, that character should have died, and it kind of rips away the emotional weight of losing someone. So it kind of sucks that like the Robin flashback, which is pretty unanimously accepted as one of the absolute peaks of the show, I feel like it does kind of rip away one layer of emotion there if he does survive. But I am still nonetheless very excited to see Saul. So like I said, not a negative. I am excited to see him. Other than that, I'm excited to see the Giants and all that and their culture and a lot of opportunity for like Nico reveals and stuff like that. So I'm fully hyped for Elbath. Just as long as Usopp gets something, I won't hate it. You know, it could be the worst written arc of all time. If Usopp is given something, I will like it. So, moving on. Figurland Garling is a new member of the Gorosei, and they slimed my man Saturn. Which is, again, first from a standpoint of the fact that he was an evil motherfucker, I'm very happy that it happened. But honestly, Garling gives me vibes of being even more dastardly, even more vicious. So I am a little scared in that regard. It is interesting, like, he just got promoted. Like I was saying, like, obviously the Gorosei are old. They're not like 80, they're not 90 or something. Like, it seems like they're hundreds of years old. I don't know if, like, those 5 Gorosei were there, like, since the Void Century, or what. I don't know if the Im often replaces them, like, the minute they make one mistake or anything like that. I don't know. And I don't know if it's a plot point or just an artistic thing. Why was Mars aura farming in the standing up before they got there? I don't know if that's important or not, but I'm keeping that in the back of my mind if Mars is special or different than them in some way. Not as in like he mindset wise or plan wise is not on the same page. I don't know. I'm paying attention to that. But I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited to see what Garland can do in that role. Because it's another thing too. I don't know if it'd be as simple as like, well, Saturn failed, so they're gonna send Garland to Elbath to, you know, do some damage. I don't know. Because it's another thing too. Obviously, we're going to Elbath next. The Strats aren't getting defeated at Elbath, so they can't send we can't have another egghead situation where they send all 6 Gorosei. That doesn't make any sense. Where they send a Gorosei and an admiral and a this and a that. Like, they're not going to send all of those entities there. You sort of have to not lower the stakes, but you guys understand what I mean. Like, Elbath isn't the final arc. Every villain can't be at Elbath on the Marine side. So, yeah. But looking back at the Egghead as a whole, I thought it was a very good arc. Obviously, I loved Kuma. I loved the Bonnie stuff. I really like seeing Kizaru get some focus. Sentomaru was a very, like, this makes sense, like a low-key surprising like aspect of it. You know what I mean? Because, going in Egghead, I didn't give 2 shits about Sentomaru. You know what I mean? He's a minor villain in like 2 other arcs. You know what I mean? But I really liked his growth this arc. I loved the Vegapunks, all of the Vegapunks. I wish York was a tad bit more of a threat. But it's not done. She's still active, surprisingly. I thought they would have killed her immediately, but from the way that they were talking to each other, it does seem like they can find some usefulness with her. So she will still be an active piece on the board for the time being. But I really liked the Vegapunks. I loved seeing CP0. Obviously, CP0 sort of got overshadowed the second half of the arc just because significantly larger threats arrived on the island. But I don't think that takes away from the vibe of the first half. I do wish Kaku got a little bit more stuff, but specifically Lucci. I thought that Lucci was well used, and most importantly, going back, I say this all the time, but Water 7 is my favorite arc of the entire show. Eni's Lobby is my 3rd favorite arc of the entire show. seeing Lucci be such a major threat for episode 1100, which is obviously they make a big deal out of the the 100s milestones. I really did enjoy that. I really did. Again, this was probably I'm not gonna look at it, and maybe in the future. And I actually think I'm gonna be honest, I'm not in the mood to do it right now. I'm gonna redo my favorite arcs list. Like, I'm gonna rank all my arcs, and at the beginning of next episode, so obviously when Elbaf returns, I'll just do a quick like maybe top 10 arcs, just to say exactly where Egghead ranks. But like I said, Egghead would be anywhere from like my 6th favorite arc to my 8th at the lowest, something like that. It's fighting with like Marineford and Saba Odi for like my 5th, 6th, 7th. Oh, I'm sorry, my 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that. So, props to this arc. That's a very hard thing to do. It's a lot of big competition. Like I said, I know probably be an unpopular opinion. People going, what? You have Marineford as like your 7th or 8th favorite arc? I like a lot of arcs in the show. I'm not gonna lie. So it's a great show. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to discuss. Again, this was the this arc is gonna hold a special place in my heart. The first video that I ever uploaded to my channel is the first episode of the Egghead arc. So this feels like almost like a new era, so to speak. This is a new pirate era of my channel. We've got a lot of great things to look forward to. Obviously, I'm filming this. This ended in December of 2025, I'm pretty sure. I had a whole bunch of stuff. These episodes were delayed by a long time. So I'm filming this in early February. This is probably going to air in late February. But we've got a lot of good stuff to look out forward to. So I'm going to use this time as like informing you guys of my One Piece schedule, because it is going to be a little delayed compared to what is airing. I've already got my schedule planned out. Early March is when season 2 of the One Piece Netflix live action show airs, and I obviously watched season 1, and I loved it for an adaptation. Wasn't perfect, but I feel like for a live action adaptation, I was very, very happy with it for the most part. Sad part is that I will be on vacation when Netflix releases the 2nd season, and they obviously do the entire drop. So I'm gonna. My reactions to it are probably going to be about a week and a half after it airs. And I'll be doing that in 3 videos. I know that the first 3 episodes is Logetown, Reverse Mountain, and Whiskey Peak, so that's all going to be one video. The second video will be episodes 4 and 5, which I know is Drum Island. And then I will be doing I'm sorry, I messed that up. The middle video will be Little Garden. Little Garden is 2 episodes. And then the final 3 episodes of the season are going to be Drum Island, and I will be doing those 3 episodes in one video. So, to summarize, my season 2 One Piece live action reactions will be 3 episodes, 3 videos for me. And then after that, I believe starting in April, One Piece will return for their first core of this new system, this new format they're doing, 13 episodes, a core, 2 cores a year. And to summarize, I'm going to be doing the format exactly how I did these last couple episodes of Egghead. I will be doing 4 videos, so 4 parts of the first core, and then I'll be doing 4 episodes, 3 episodes, 3 episodes, and 3 episodes in each video. So, again, I'm yapping. I hope you guys understood what I meant by that. I am talking a little fast. But yeah, just look forward to that if you're a fan of my One Piece reactions. Like I said, my reactions are not going to be uploaded immediately, but they will be, they'll follow up, if that makes any sense. Other than that, I think that might be it. I'm a great arc, great villains, great action, great animation. Loved the music. I loved all of the openings. We had 3 openings, I think. 3 openings, 3 endings, if I recall. I loved them all. It might have been 4. I think it was 3, though. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to lose track because this is the first time they've had like multi-month of breaks in the middle of the seasons. So, but yeah, I'm so excited. And I think I said this before, like when I found out about it, but I do want to say I am a fan of this new system they're going to be doing. It's not, again, it's a lukewarm take. Everyone knows One Piece's pacing is terrible. That doesn't mean it can't be a great show. And even, like, for me specifically, I don't really have a problem with pacing that's elongated. I have problems if it's rushed. That's when I start to have problems. But if something's stretched out, yeah, it's kind of annoying. But overall, like, looking back on it, like, it's not that big of a problem for me. For me, I'm not saying for you guys, but for me, I don't have that much of a problem with elongated pacing. That being said, you can obviously tell when something is better. You know what I mean? So I would like to see a world in which One Piece episodes are a little more efficient, because that's the one thing that I can say about One Piece, having watched thousands of episodes, or 1,000 episodes. I remember the moments and the arcs and everything, but in an episode to episode basis, I don't remember specific episodes. You know what I mean? It's rare for me to go, oh, episode 293 was amazing. No, I just go, yeah, this moment was amazing, or this arc was amazing. As opposed to, like I said, other animes where I can go like, yes, that was season 4, episode 2 of this, season 2, episode 9, you know? So I am very excited for this new format, and I will see you guys in a couple months for it. So, like I said, I'll see you guys next month for the Netflix show, season 2. But other than that, I think that's going to be it for me. So I will see you guys. You guys have a good one. If you guys like the video, please drop a like and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I have got the full-length reactions up on Patreon. It is $7 a month for animated shows over on there. And like I said, I have the entirety of the Egghead arc reactions up on my Patreon. So finally, and most importantly, if you enjoy my content, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It really does help me out. I'll see you guys. You guys have a good one.